it hurts me to think about it, but every time I either think or write about this subject, I always end up crying. My best friend knows about it, but let's get right in. If y'all see me looking down, it's because I'm looking at a notebook. So I will be talking about why my dad's not in my life, and I'm kind of glad he's not in my life. I am about to be 16. He hasn't been in my life since I was about 5. He tries to be for me, but he gets mad at like the smallest things. Let me start from the beginning. My mom and dad met in 1992, at sometime after my oldest brother was born. So they had to meet because he was born in January 8th. So he had to. They had to meet like sometime at the end of January, so on from 1992, and everything was going great. My mom ended up getting pregnant. Before she got pregnant with me, was pregnant with a boy sometime before 2003, other than my older brother. Oh, I don't know if y'all can see it. This is my older brother I was talking about that was born in 1992. Yeah, my mom had a miscarriage with a different boy, but this is my older brother that was born in 1992. Yeah, she had a miscarriage with him. And so a couple of years later, my mom found out she was pregnant with me and had me in March 15th of 2003. Originally, she was supposed to have me like leap year of 2000. I think 2003 was a leap year, and I was supposed to be born in February, but I decided I wanted to come like 3 weeks late. And then like they get like y'all, most of older adults, probably high schoolers, will know what I'm talking about. It's like this big baby bottle that people give you. My mom got one of those, and for me, and she was going to take that to the bank and start me a bank account. But the day that she was actually going to do it, she couldn't find the little bank thingy, the big baby bottle. She couldn't find it, and then when she went to the car the next day to get something out the car, she found the big baby bottle in the trunk of his car, empty. So that was another thing why. That's one thing why my mom, they broke up, because he stole from, not just from her, he stole from me, because that was a giving that somebody, like her job gave her for me. They didn't have to, but they gave that for me. He didn't steal from her. He stole from me too, although I wasn't here yet. My mom also told me one day she was at work, and mind you, where I used to live in a rough neighborhood, but where I used to live, my brother still got the house. Where I used to live, my aunt and my uncle lived right next door to that house, and they still do. And one day they had called her and whatever for something, and then she had to leave work early, or I think something happened to my grandma or something. So my mama just happened to be coming home early, and when my mom got home, my dad had a female in the house, and my mom, my mom, I understand she was stupid and young. She took him back. She gave him several chances. Then a couple years later, I was about 5, and I was going to Belleville schools at the time. I was about, yeah, 5, Belleville schools at the time. And, my dad said he was going to work. He told my mom he was going to work, but he was really going to do the business with my little sister's mom. And my mom went to the grocery store to go get food and whatever, and came back. They both came back at the same time. And my mom found hickeys and stuff all over his neck and stuff like that. And she kicked him out, and she found out that he was still messing with my little sister's mom, and that she was a couple months pregnant with her. Yeah, so he kicked her out, and then after she kicked him out. She was trying to kick him out the house, and then they wouldn't leave. He wouldn't leave, so my mom called the police, and they said something stupid, but I don't quite remember what my mom said. But I just know they said something stupid. My mom said, she wasn't staying in that house with him, so me, my mom, and my brother, well, yeah, you could say my brother because he came home on the weekends. Because he went to Woodhaven schools and my grandma stayed in Woodhaven. I forgot what was that. So we had went to my aunt's house. We stayed at my aunt's house for. She stayed at Lincoln Park. Southgate. I think it was Lincoln Park or Southgate. I don't remember. We stayed at my aunt's house for about a good year and a half until he finally left. We still went there to the house here and there because we did need clothes. My mom needed to pay the light, still pay the bills on the house. And finally, about a year, he got in trouble with the law. He got taken in jail. And they said he shouldn't be back at the house. If he is, he will be going to jail again. But yeah, so he haven't been back to that house. And about a couple years later, he did end up coming back to the house and didn't wanted to leave. So my mom did the same thing when I stopped going to Belleville school. It was about the next year when I was going to 4th grade. I started going to Southgate schools. So yeah, so we stayed at my aunt's house. She stayed in Southgate. We stayed at her house for about a year, and we was going to the pool and stuff and whatever. And that year it got kind of hard. I think, it was either the year before or the year after. That year was hard for me because my uncle, we're this close, had passed away. So that year was kind of rough for me. Because I liked going to my aunt's house because she had a pool. But I just didn't like sleeping on the floor. I wanted to be in my own comfortable bed. I was young. I didn't know what was going on and why we was at my aunt's house so much. But hey, then yeah. So we called the cops. Then I missed an important part. About when I was in the 2nd grade, this is when I was going to Belleville schools. I was in the second grade, and my great aunt, she was staying in Belleville too, and um, why? What happened? I was going to Belleville schools, and at the time, I shouldn't say at the time my mom still working two jobs. Um, Back then, my mom was working two jobs, and she still is today. So I was always going to my great aunt's house because my mom might been in work, and my dad said I was going to school in Nova Scotia, but I was still getting my education like I am today. And so back then, so one day my mom picked me up about like 10:30 at night. 8. I was tired. I was young. It was past my bedtime. And that day I knew something was quite gonna be fishy because like every time we come from my great aunt's house to our house, we normally don't get pulled over. So I was like, something's wrong, because we end up getting pulled over on our way back to the house. And that's odd because we didn't never end up getting pulled over. It was like something wasn't right. Like in my mind, I knew something wasn't right. So the police officer flashed light. I woke up out my sleep because I was in a car because I was wondering why we stopped. Because by the time I fell asleep, we were on the getting onto the freeway. So I knew it wasn't no traffic lights. And we got pulled over. I think my mom was speeding. I don't remember the exact reason, but I think my mom was speeding. And my mom said I woke up and said, it's just the police. Okay, went back to sleep. The next thing you know, we're back at home. And I walk in my room. Like, I should say, I walked in the house. I'm still half asleep. Half sleepy, like, y'all know how drunk people be walking. That's how it was, because I was half asleep. I was bumping into stuff. So I walk in my room, turn on the light, because I'm about to get ready to change my clothes into pajamas. And I looked, and one of my teddy bears, like a couple of my stuff was missing. So I walked to my mama. I said, Ma, a couple of my stuff is missing. So she came in my room. She like, I told her, I don't remember the exact stuff that was missing, but I was like, Ma, some of my stuff is missing. So something told her to go in her room, because most likely, if some of my stuff missing, some of her stuff might be missing. Okay? And she told she told me that I said he threw it in a dumpster. So some of her stuff was missing. She called the cops. She called the police. So I told her everything. I told them everything, and then they did go look in the dumpster. Our stuff was in the dumpster. Then they filed a warrant out for his arrest for breaking and entering my house while we wasn't at home and stuff like that. Like, I guess my cousin, his stupid stuff, I guess my cousin lost the key. He broke and entered my house with no one's there. Because like I said, my brother was going to Woodhaven School, so he's not at home Monday through Friday. He's at school Monday through Friday, plus football practice at that. So he wasn't at home Monday through Friday. He only came home on the weekends or during the summer and stuff like that. So he wasn't at home. None of us was at home. yeah, at the time, and then they finally caught him for breaking and entering my house. He got let out on a $10,000 bond, I think it was, for breaking and entering, and then about a week, between a week and 3 weeks after he got out, he ended up having another warrant out for arrest for weed possession. So basically what I'm trying to say, my whole life he was in or out of jail. That's one reason why he's not in my life. Another reason is because, well, they didn't catch him yet. Several times, like 2 to 3 times, within almost the 4 years I've been living in the house I'm living in now, we only got 2 papers. I think it was like a warrant out for his arrest for not paying child support, and then for me, and I'm not for sure. I know for a fact not my youngest brother, Devon, this 8-year-old. I know for a fact he's not on child support, but I'm not for sure about Treasure. She gets disability checks every month up until she's 18 because of the death of her mom. She gets checks for that. So I don't know. Then yeah, so yeah. Yeah, he kept cheating on my mom and stealing stuff from my mom. My mom wasn't having it. Okay. Why I don't want my dad's last name is because I don't like him. I don't want nothing to do with him. I don't want his last name. And another thing, why should I deserve to have your last name and it seems like you don't want me as a child? When I turn in the state of Michigan, I can't change my last name until I'm 18. So that's not going to be 2 years. That's not until 2 years from now. I'm done with it. I'm done with him. And probably after this video, I will be deleting his number. I don't know. At the end of the day, I don't want nothing to do with him. I don't want nothing. I don't have nothing to say to him. I just don't like his last name. I was bullied for his last name. And me getting bullied got me to where I'm at today. I'm bigger and I'm better. With him not in my life, I got to be bigger and better. Because I'm a freshman in high school. Well, this year is about to be up really 2.5 years. I will be a senior graduating. Less than about 4 days ago, 3 or 4 days ago, I got a letter for me offering for the Department of Michigan offering me to pay for them to pay for any college I want to go to. Okay, I'm blessed. I'm gonna continue being blessed. And all I gotta say, if you stumble across this video, at the end of the day, you are my dad. And at the end of the day, I chose to be better than you. I chose to do anything I want in the world. And the best thing is that I want to do in the world is to be a police officer. And another thing is to be a dancer. Because I do have younger siblings. I have to step the game up and show a role model. Because you're not showing a role model for us from 15 to soon to be 16, up until a couple months old, you're not showing none of your youngest children an example by going in and out of jail. And I hope the police find you and you rot in jail for not paying your child support. At the end of the day, I'm going to keep a beautiful smile on my face, keep my family happy, and stand on my haters much better than you do. Because you basically showing my younger brothers, the four that you take care of, the youngest four that you take care, really the youngest three, because the youngest one don't understand yet. The youngest three, it's okay to be treating a woman. Okay, I should say this. That sperm donor, you basically telling King and Keenan it's okay that you can abuse a woman. It's okay to put your hands on a woman. It's okay to throw things at a woman. That's not okay. And then you telling Kamira, and then once Anila will be old enough to kind of understand, you will be showing them too, it's okay for a man to beat on you. It's okay to do this. Guess what? As a big sister, I ain't having it. Because I'm going to show a role model. And I'm going to tell them, it's not okay for y'all guys to be hitting on a woman nor a man. And it's not okay for a man to be hitting on you. Trust and believe. If any of my siblings, my younger siblings, find a man and they stumble across this video and you abusing them, trust and believe me, you want to be seeing me. And I'm not having it. I'm going to hunt you down. Trust and believe me, I'm not the one. I don't for it, and I hate that they live in that environment. Their mom is young, and she's 25. No, their mom is 27, 28, and is stupid. But, sweetie, you need to get out the environment. You really need to get out the environment and just leave. Take your kids and run as far as you can. That's what my mama did. She took me and just ran as far as she can go. She got custody of me, put him on child support. But she didn't get in child support for that, for me. But at the end of the day, I'm living my best life with or without him in my life. Because I got people that love me. I got people that want to care for me. I got people willing to be in my spot. And I got people that's willing to take his spot. Because my mom's boyfriend does a better job. Because every time my mom talks to him, he asks where I'm at, how I'm doing. Tell her I said hi. And then my dog Zoe, he calls her a skunk. He like, where's Skunk at? He calls and checks like every time my mom talks to him. He's checking for me. Well, I don't want to make this video any longer than I already did. Bye, Nuke Squad.